Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and welcome back to episode 3 of Zero to Hero Season 2. 5 days ago, we started our journey. On day 1, I reached level 200 and unlocked the Root Abyss questline. And by day 3, we were level 210 with even more boss monsters unlocked and most of our gear slots filled out. In today's video, we're going to continue grinding to level 220 and we're going to defeat a ton of chaos bosses. I've played for about 25 hours in total on this character, so by the end of day 5, it will be 25 hours. We're kicking things off where we left off last time on day 4. Reaching level 210, I completed the intro quest for the Choo-Choo area. I put about 6 levels worth of points in my Arcane Power hyperstat, so I was just able to survive those shark monsters at the end of the Choo-Choo questline. 6k damage isn't that much, but when you're built of paper mache, those monsters hit like a truck. Once everything was done, I used the free symbol selectors to get my new Choo-Choo symbol to level 4 instantly. We're getting about 300 more symbol selectors by the time we reach level 220, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting enough of those. Well, we got even more dailies to complete now. I did not complete the Vanishing Journey dailies yet on the day I was unlocking Choo-Choo, because unlocking new areas in the Arcane River reduces the amount of daily quests needed to be done in the previous areas and increases the rewards that we're getting. So I first unlocked Choo-Choo and then I started doing the Vanishing Journey dailies like normal. And I was able to complete the normal Choo-Choo PQ solo. I'm doing this solo of course since we're doing a solo progression, but you can do this PQ in a party as well if you want to be a lot faster. And if you're with someone stronger, you can do the hard PQ as well, which will reward even more symbols. My symbol did reach level 5 after finishing those PQs. I also started doing the Legion quest so I can get more Legion coins. Those are called Whip the Whelps and Whip the Golden Wyverns. You can start these quests at the Legion NPC. Those will be useful to purchase Meso and EXP cards and later even Epic Potential Scrolls. The dailies altogether feel like quite a bit of work though, so only do this if you want to. Don't get burned out from going too hard early on. Next, I got the Note Stones and Symbol box from the Explorer Redux reward. I'm going to save the symbols from this box for the next area. I was super unlucky with my Note Stones. I even bought a few more in the event store, but I still did not get any of the notes that I was actually going for. You know, at this point, you can either choose to keep saving notes and wait until you get the right one, or upgrade less than perfect notes with at least the first skill being the useful one. And I sorta did that. I upgraded to Dark Flare, Assassin's Mark and Quadstar note. The first skill isn't that great, but it's okay. And I boosted my Assassin's Mark, Showdown and Sudden Raid note. With both notes equipped, I can almost reach level 40 on Assassin's Mark, which will help grinding by a ton. And their other skills are also useful for both grinding and bossing. And on another note, on day 4 I finally found the final Zakum accessory. Pink Bean still did not drop anything useful either though, and neither did Magnus. Like, I'm talking about 0 equipment right there. So we're still using a bad belt, a badge and shoulder for now. And so we reached day 5. This is actually a very big day for us. I managed to scrape together enough reward points from daily bosses and I got quite lucky and found 500 reward points from Apollo and Fritto bag, or maybe a sudden mission reward, not entirely sure. Anyway, I reached enough points to purchase a totem in the reward point store. I already was level 212 after completing my dailies, and I totemed from level 212 to level 215 using a double EXP card that we got from the Explorer Redux box. I also completed Monster Park on Sunday for even more EXP cards. Some 2 hours later, we reached level 215 and I started the Yum Yum Island questline. This questline unlocks a very nice training spot and we get 20 more Arcane symbol selectors from completing this. We'll be using those on the Latulent symbol later. Grinding a little bit more at Hidden Research Trade in Reverse City, I reached level 216. And that's it. Grinding is done. We're already level 220. We're getting the level 215 rewards from the Burning event, which are 4 level up potions. Ah, thanks. I love clicking potions to level up. And there we have it, level 220. Time to get that 3rd symbol and a ton of rewards from the Explorer Redux and Burning event. We're getting a fake Absolute weapon and a fake Dominator pendant that we cannot upgrade or Star Force, but it will be helpful for our next plans, defeating those Chaos bosses. But first I had to defeat Lucid. Man, I love story mode Lucid. The dragon doesn't even hurt me. We had around 300 Arcane symbols selectors saved up, so I got my Latulent symbol to level 8 right away, and I leveled up my Choo-Choo symbol to level 6 as well. Next we need to get a little bit stronger, and I still had about 800 million Meso left, so it's cubing time. By the way, you can watch the full cubing session and everything else back at the VOD channel. Link to that is in the video description. I first used all the Epic Potential Scrolls that we got from Elite Monsters, the Polo and Fritto bag, and the Reboot box to get most of my gear to Epic Potential, and I unlocked the 3rd line by buying stamps from the event store. I first cubed my already unique emblem that we got from the Explorer Redux event, and my secondary. After that I cubed my event rings. After that cubing session I reached about 8.1k stats. That's more than plenty for most Chaos bosses, and with my familiars out, I have 2 IED familiars, I have about 84% IED, which is also plenty. First up is Chaos Pinkbean. This boss fight freaking took forever, and I didn't even get any boss accessories. What the heck, man. When fighting Chaos Cocoon, I also kinda noticed how we're suffering from our own success. Our burst was a little bit too good, so I accidentally took out all the arms at the same time. And you don't like Chaos Cocoon when he's armless, so I had to leave and then go back in again later. We can also burst down Hard Hilla, which was pretty amazing. To go bossing with this class, I did change my hyper skills around so that Frailty Curse works on bosses and the defense reduction effect is increased as well thanks to my hyper skills. I also swapped out that big shuriken skill with a bind. We definitely need a bind, because our next target is one of the easiest bosses in the Chaos Through the Abyss dungeons, the Clown Pierre, the Chaos Clown of course. Keep in mind that I have absolutely 0 link skills and no legion besides my own character. There is no other character created on this account yet. All these fights are done with our Night Lord as the only character. Legion link skills do help a lot though, but our high base IED and critical rate allows us to go defeat those bosses even without any other account related buffs. I did get the buff from the event map though. This was the first time that I was fighting these bosses on my Night Lord, so things were done very sloppy. I'm by no way an even okay Night Lord player, I absolutely suck, but hey, if I can do it after playing this class for only 5 days, then you can do it too, man. You can watch the full fights back on the clip channel and the Vault channel if you want to see me stress out and forget about basically half my skills. I waited for Pierre to get the opposite hat, and after getting his HP down enough before the split, I was a bit too slow after binding him, but we squeezed through and managed to take him down. Pretty crazy they were already here at this point. This character, this whole account, is only 5 days old. I also used the common thief 5th job skill Shadow Walker to stay in dark side to dodge those hats that are falling down when I'm bursting. My second Chaos Cocoon run also went a lot better. I was a lot more reserved with our super OP burst and tried taking down a few arms with Showdown because Quattro only focuses the body. By taking down the arms I can create safe spots, which is very nice for us when we actually want to burst. And the short cooldown dash is great to dodge those arms as well. But I still need to learn to activate Darkside myself so I can dodge the falling rocks in the second phase. But practice over time will make this a lot better. After defeating all those Chaos bosses, we got a bit more mesos, so I queued my emblem and secondary just a little bit more, getting some nice attack lines on the emblem, and the secondary also got slightly better stats, but a little bit less IED. You usually want to go for attack percentage and then IED or boss damage, you know. It's not the best, but we're not exactly rich at this point, so we're taking this. The chicken fight went pretty good. I did get cheesed a few times, which made it a bit more exciting than it should have been, but we did manage to take down this boss on our first attempt as well. Next was the Queen, and she was proven to be a bit too annoying for our first attempt, and I actually died out. But thankfully, chat told me a little secret. You can use Darkside, just ignore the damage over time debuff, which not only saved my life, but also a ton of potions. 12k damage is a lot of DOT, my god. To prepare a bit better for Queen, I also got a home buff, to the boss damage buff, and I used the IED potion that we found in the Chaos Through the Abyss stores earlier. The slow on Frailty Curse, by the way, also works wonders on this boss as well. And if you want to cleanse the Zombify effect in her Feel My Pain phase, make sure to use Hero's Will as soon as you see her raising her arm and then you cast it. Night Lords are pretty fun with a lot of satisfying burst, and so far, thanks to all the gear and items we've been getting, we managed to clear those early game bosses surprisingly fast. At this point, I'm pretty sure we can clear normal Lotus within a month. But I also noticed that this character has a very interesting playstyle where you unload all your bursts, then you sorta go away and hide in Darkside until your burst is back off cooldown. But yeah, that's all for today, man. I can't believe we defeated Chaos Through the Abyss already in 5 days. Next up is C-Val, but I do want to get a little bit more IED and boss damage for that, so I'm gonna focus on link skills next. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was easy to follow. By the way, I'll show my gear after calling out the members. And that's all for today. As always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Cowdy Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar, NHI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiet, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vira, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal1 Pun, Victor Sundstrom, Radical Jaws, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, 32655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Narc, Lando Balavia, PC Game Life, Dante Victory, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, I'm Disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gabriel Eck, Pedro Benedetti, Conrad Crystallis, Ace Light, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Doc on a Talkabox, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brandon Cam, Shake1, Vake Botnet, Fecco, Gianfranco Calderon Canavero, and Necrodart. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!